What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we've got a lot of news that we've been, waiting for. When it comes to the One Piece TCG, there's been a bunch of stuff we've been waiting for. In terms of OP-08, we've not had all of the information. Maybe there's one or two things we're missing. But you know what we have got? The manga rare and the special rares. And you know what? That's a pretty good start, I think. That's a pretty good start. So we might as well start off with the manga rare. It's Silvers Rayleigh, and I don't know how I feel about this one. Because, of course, the manga rares, they're always a big deal. Let's make no mistake about that. The manga rares for One Piece, always a big deal. But they're not all even. And I don't think that's an unfair or controversial statement. So, if we have a look, if you want to go to the extremes, if we have a look, for instance, at Awakening of the New Era, and we go for, Luffy. Well, yeah, that's a ridiculous card. Luffy from Awakening in the New Era, as a rough guide here, you're looking somewhere in the region of like $3,000 plus, maybe more than $3,000. Maybe that's a bit too much. But Pillars of Strength, we go to set 3, and we look at your Soja King manga rare, and you're looking nearer like $500-$600. Again, the prices for these flick all over the place. They're not even remotely close. Now, most of them end up in the roughly grand range-ish. About $1,000. That's roughly, and I do mean roughly when I say this, that is roughly where we're looking here. But we don't know where this one's going to fall. My inkling, it's going to be a standard one. I see this maybe somewhere around Zoro. That seems to be a decent comparison. Now, we know in Japan they just had OP-07, because 7 comes before 8, as I'm sure most of you by now have found out somewhere along the line. And we had the Boa Hancock manga rare. Now, that was a big deal. If you go and have a look at Japanese prices of cards, the Boa Hancock manga rare is comfortably the second biggest manga rare. It's not up there with Luffy, all right? It is not up there with Luffy, but it is, your ordinary, everyday, run-of-the-mill, standard manga rare. In Japan, you're looking at about 150,000 yen. Boa Hancock, you're looking at 250,000 yen. And again, if we want to keep this going and, look at the Japanese prices, the Luffy's 400,000 yen. So, it isn't close. Luffy is number one by a mile, but all the manga rares aren't quite the same. We've got Luffy at the high end, then we got Boa Hancock, then we got a bunch of standards, and then we got Soja King, who really is propping up at the bottom. I see this as a fairly standard, ordinary, everyday, run-of-the-mill manga rare, but just to be clear, that is a prediction. That is not intended as anything more. In terms of Silvers Rayleigh and what the card actually does, now we did look at this one the other day, so we don't need to spend too much time analysing exactly how good it is. It's 8 cost, 8,000 power, and on play, choose 2 of your opponent's characters, and until the end of your opponent's next turn, 1 gets minus 3k power, 1 gets minus 2k power, and then you KO 1 of your opponent's characters with 3k power or less. Oh, and actually, while we're here, they showed us the alternate art. It looks like this. So there we go. There's all 3 artworks for Silvers Rayleigh. And you know what? Yeah. Is it a super stunning best manga rare so far? I honestly don't think it is. I don't think it's going to be a patch on Boa Hancock. It's obviously not going to be anywhere near Gear 5 Luffy. And it would be kind of weird to even suggest that. But as a decent, ordinary, everyday, run-of-the-mill manga rare, which is still going to be like $1,000 card, yeah, not too bad. But that is, of course, not the only thing that we were shown. We also have seen the special rares, and we're going back, ladies and gentlemen. We are going back to OP-05. Now, I'm starting off with Tashigi on the screen. because I've told you Tashigi is one of my favourite One Piece characters. I've been very clear about that for quite a while at this stage, honestly. I think Tashigi is brilliant. So we've got Tashigi here, and it is a reprint of the one from Starter Deck 6. But obviously this is very much the OP-05 style. Like no ifs, buts or maybes here. It's a very distinctive style. Now obviously in OP-05 there were a bunch of them. Nami was the big one. Now I'm not saying these are exactly the same, but I am saying stylistically we've clearly got the same kind of style here. And the thing is, special rares, I mean look, I opened the Yamato from OP-05. And I love the Yamato from OP-05. I am delighted. Back in OP-04, I opened Boa Hancock. And I think that was lovely as well. I didn't open any in OP-03, annoyingly. But I've opened some decent special rares. Until now, I have not really thought, oh, I have to have that special rare. Now I do. I'm getting this Tashigi. If anybody opens this Tashigi and wants to organise a trade, hit me up on Twitter at @TheWatsy, save me a bit of time. I am 100% getting this Tashigi, and I'm probably getting it in Japanese and in English, truth be told. And it is actually a really good card. Remember, starter deck Tashigi, we've got the activate main, rest this character, give one of your opponent's characters -2 cost during this turn. Decent card in black for reducing cost, we've seen it popping around, and we know at this stage this is how it tends to go. One Piece really like reprinting good cards as these special rares, and frankly, they've done it again. Tashigi is a very good card that has seen a decent amount of play, I think it's fair to say. But wait, because obviously there's not just one special rare, that would be weird, because we've also got, well, they've actually done the nice thing they tend to do here, one for each colour, and the yellow one, Charlotte Pudding. And you know which Charlotte Pudding it is by now. It's the one they always tend to reprint. It is the one from OP-03 that on play, let's look at the top 4 cards of your deck and find a Big Mum Pirates other than Charlotte Pudding or Sanji and put it into your hand. It's your classic, as I like to phrase it, your generic searcher. It is your generic yellow Big Mum searcher. And look, Big Mum decks have been good. Basically, well, no, not basically, since OP-03 came out, and now we've got this. Now, obviously, this was a card that had an alternate art in the set. I really like this one. I really like the special rare here. I actually think these special rares in OP-08 are better than the ones in OP-05. So, yeah. This is probably going to be the big one, let's be clear. Charlotte Pudding, I think of this... Oh, is that too brazen a comment? No, I think Charlotte Pudding is going to be the best one, but it's close. Because here's another cool thing they've done. Starter Deck Queen. Now, this has been a card which has been on my radar, well, everyone's radar, since the first lot of starter decks came out. Because it's a phenomenal card. Legit phenomenal card. Blocker, but on play, Don -1, draw 2, trash 1. So it's a decent blocker with a little bit of draw built in as well. It's great in purple decks, but it was only in the starter deck. And then obviously the starter decks went and sold out, as they tend to do. And then, yeah, we end up with a bit of a problem. And it's been reprinted a little bit here and there in extra packs, but really it's a card that's not had a substantial reprint, which is a problem. Well, wonderful, wonderful news. It's here. And look, it's a special rare. The pull rates are low. It's not like this is going to flood the market with Queen cards all of a sudden, but it is there and it is going to be another way to get it, and that's kind of awesome. And they've got a bit of a starter deck theme going on, because the starter deck free Gecko Moria. Yeah, that's right. Of the 4 I've told you about so far, 3 of them have been starter deck cards. The thing is, the starter deck Gecko Moria was rubbish artwork-wise. And you know I love One Piece. You know I say many, many good things about One Piece. One of my very few problems with One Piece, and I don't really do it much anymore, except for like big fancy full art cards, which I understand, anime artwork. The Gecko Moria anime artwork was rubbish on the starter deck free Gecko Moria. Absolutely rubbish. But here, oh, this isn't rubbish. This is a way better look. Now, this is, it's not really a generic searcher. It's on play at a 7 Warlords other than, or Thriller Bark. Cost of 4 or less other than Gecko Morio from your trash to your hand. So it won't get any, it has to be a 4 or less, but it brings them back from the trash, and it's also a decent attacker, which something like Charlotte Pudding isn't. It's a decent card. And then, of course, like I say, 1 per colour. We've also got Starter Deck Jewelry Bonnie, which, when I hesitated a minute ago telling you about Charlotte Pudding, when I said it's probably going to be the most popular, I had to think for a second, because Jewelry Bonnie has proven to be pretty gosh darn popular. Again, the artwork of this card in Starter Deck 2 was terrible, just rubbish. Oh look, now we've got way better artwork. And this is, it's kind of a generic searcher, but instead of an on play, it's activate main, pay 1. And then you look at the top 5 cards of your deck, find a Supernova, add it to your hand, same kind of deal. But this is a very nice card that people are going to be in love with. It's going to be very popular. And then we got OP-02 Ace as well. And it's not like Ace is an unpopular character. Like, we got Charlotte Pudding and Jewelry Bonnie. And we've got the Starter Deck Queen that is a phenomenal card. Like, this is overflowing with good cards, as the special rares tend to. But now we got Ace as well. And yes, it is the Ace. It didn't actually just have an alternate art back in OP-02. It was the manga rare from OP-02. So if you want to really aggressively bling out your deck, you do have to go manga rare here. But this is still just a stunning looking card. For anyone that's wondering, it is the on-play, give up to 2 of your opponent's characters minus 3k, and then if you got Whitebeard Pirates, you get Rush. It's really cool. Very nice card. I like it a lot. These special rares are special. Like, this is a phenomenal set of cards. Like, you've got the Star Deck Tashigi, which is brilliant. Then you've got your Charlotte Pudding, which is going to be super popular. Oh, wait, but then Jewelry Bonnie might be as well. Oh, and then you've got Starter Deck Queen. Yeah, it is ridiculous and amazing and brilliant. But, yeah, I've basically told you about them now. So I suppose I need to leave it over to you guys. Tell me which of these special rares is your favourite. For me, it's Tashigi. I've been really clear about that. And tell me what you think about Manga Rare Rally. Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at The Wasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.